Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Daily D. And today's topic is a continuation of creating your own economy. So, I've been recording video and content, writing my book on this for the last several weeks. And over the last few days, I've gotten a lot of questions and comments as it relates to how do you start this? David, everybody tells me, David, you're different. We're all different. And, you're in a different position than me. And I hear that all the time, and it's really, maybe it is true, right? But maybe you're in a better position or a worse, it doesn't really matter. It's all sheer definition. I look at life as, yeah, there are some things that I probably am blessed with, but there's a lot of things that you're blessed with too. So we're all unique in our own way, but I can tell you that in order for this to happen, for you to create an economy that you can, that is strong, that can't be shaken, you have to have a plan for it. And I think that's really where most people fail. They don't have a plan for this. And so if you don't have a plan, what happens is you don't start. It's honest truth. Like for an example, if you say you're going to lose weight and you just say, that's it, I'm going to lose weight. Okay. So the next day you don't drink Coke or you eat less chips and you do that for 5 days, you get on the scale and you didn't lose any weight. Well, you're like, well, that sucks. I don't know. I guess this is not in for. I guess I'm just not meant to lose weight. I'm just going to give up. And that happens to a lot of people just in that example. And the reason it does is because they didn't really plan. For an example, a plan would have been how many calories do I intake on a daily basis? How many carbs? How much fats? How do how much exercise? How many steps? And you have markers and determinants, right? These are things that you grade. And if you can do that, for 5 days, you're going to hit some weight loss. But most people don't do that. So let's talk about how does a person, you and I, how do we become more conscious and start to build an economy? Really, what I like to think about is a simple set of questions. And the first question I like to ask myself is, who is it that I want to become and what do I want to have? Who is it that I want to become and what do I want to have? So I think about things in my life. I want to have a jet. I want to be able to travel on my own terms. I want to have income that comes through every single month, no matter what, and I can't run out of it. It's such an abundance that even though I'm not talking about because I'm going to blow money, I mean, I want money to come in so that I could just live a life on my own terms. I want to be able to provide to my children, and I want to be able to give them the best life possible, but teaching them the disciplines that matter, right? I believe if you raise children and you have a lot of money, that doesn't mean they have to grow up arrogant. That doesn't mean they have to grow up spoiled. They have to have values, and that's part of the economy. And so you instill those values and they won't be that way. I believe that I want to have, the nicer things in life. I love eating good. I love traveling good. I love driving good. And what does that mean? That means I want to have the best. And you know what? That's something I shoot for every single day. I want to be able to provide to my family. I want to leave something behind. You see, these are things that I want and I want to become in life. And so now that I have them, and I can get really granular, right? I could say I want to have $100 million. I want to have a $50 million, G6 plane or jet. I want to have a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a Rolls Royce, right? I want to have a car for every day of the week. I want to live in a 50,000 square foot mansion. I want to have a beach house, not on, oh man, I said in Maya, I'm sorry, but I want to have a beach house on Miami Beach. I want to have a house in Venice. You see, like, these are things that I could say I want. Now, let me tell you why this is important. Because now that I have identified what I want, right? Who do I want to become? I want to become a man who's known for giving, contribution, wealth generation, but more importantly for inspiring and dedicating his life to service. See, I want to be that guy. So now that I know who I want to be and what I want to have, now I got to come back to that and say, who do I have to become to get that? And this is the real challenge for most people, because it's hard to clarify in your mind who you have to become. But in order for you to go out into the world and push and make a lot of money, you've got to have a lot of energy and you got to work really hard. Now, I'm not saying that hard work equals a lot of money, because I know a lot of hardworking people that don't have a lot of money. But how do you equate this? So what I want you to really think about is, first is, what do I want? Who do I want to become? Number two is, now, who do I need to become today to get there? And I look at life today and I think, okay, there are a lot of things like about money that I don't understand. I tell myself that all the time. There's a lot. And because I don't understand them, I'm not able to achieve the level of wealth that would bring me the jets, the cars, the travel. I'm just not able to do it because I don't know enough about money. So who do I have to become? I have to become more educated about money. How do I do that? I get around people who have money. I read about money. I discover new ways to invest money. Like, I have to do that. I mean, how about even just knowing what a plane costs? You know, somebody told me recently that they wanted to make $5 million in a few years. And I thought, that's a great goal to have. But do you know how much money you're making right now and how many times that is to get to $5 million? If you're only making $50,000 and you want to get to $5 million, you better work hard and you better be really freaking smart. I mean, you're gonna have to become very smart to do that. It's not easy. So why am I saying this? It's because who you have to become is very important. So what do you have to read? What do you have to study? Who do you have to hang out with? What do you have to know? How do you get more energy? And if you know what it takes, if you get a plan there, then you'll get it. And that's creating the economy that I want, right? I talk about health, I talk about wealth, I talk about values, I talk about legacy. All of this encompasses who you want to become. But if you don't have a starting point, and it's really hard to clarify a starting point because it really takes a lot of self-evaluation. It takes a lot of to be honest with you, when I first got into business, not first got into business, this is probably like 10 years in business. I met a guy who wanted to coach me, and not physically, but metaphorically, if you will. You know, when you tell somebody about your income and your assets and everything about you, that's kind of like taking off your clothes to somebody else. And that's exactly what you need to do for yourself. You need to take off your clothes and get a good look. It kind of sounds really weird, but you got to get a good look. Literally, if you have to, right? Take off your clothes, look in the mirror. How many of you don't look in the mirror every day? I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see. Every day I'm like, man, you got to work on this, you got to do this, you got to change this. I don't want to look in the mirror most days, but I look in it so I can tell myself I got to get better. It's the same concept. Look at your bank account, right? Does it look good? Don't look good. Well, let's figure it out. Come on, who do I have to become? I have to become a saver. I have to become a better investor. I have to become a better spender, right? You got to think this way. And once you start thinking this way, what happens is life literally will change for you and you'll start seeing the things that you're looking to get are coming towards you. They're coming towards you. You know why? Because you're becoming the person that deserves them. You're becoming the person that earns them. You're becoming that person that attracts as opposed to chases. See, many people chase things. You don't need to chase things. You need to become an attractive person. That's all it is. And I don't mean just physically. I mean, you've got to become attractive to money, attractive to wealth, attractive to health, attractive to the world, so that people will give you what you want and you could give them what they want in return, which is your contributions. I hope this helps you in some respects, maybe gives you a little bit of clarity. But if it doesn't, go back and watch some of the videos about health, wealth, values, and more importantly, your legacy. All right, guys, thank you very much. I wish you nothing but health, wealth, success, but most importantly, freedom. Thank you.